इस तरीके से हम देखते हैं तो फिर ओके, it is Huin Sang and Pahian. Pahian. Okay, Pahian. So these were the pilgrimage. मतलब जैसे बुद्धिस्ट मॉन्क आप सभी देखते होंगे, दिल्ली में तो काफी ज्यादा देखने को मिलते हैं, ठीक है. Pahian and Huin Sang, these were the Chinese travelers. These were the Chinese travelers took statues of Buddhas of gold, silver, sandalwood. Took statues of Buddhas, gold, silver, and sandalwood. 600 manuscripts on horses. 600 manuscripts on horses. Okay. ट्रांस बिकॉज क्या था कि हम हॉर्सेस के बारे में इतना ज्यादा क्यों पढ़ते थे, बिकॉज हॉर्सेस वर नॉट पेट एनिमल्स इन स्टार्टिंग. क्या होता था कि हॉर्सेस पेट एनिमल्स नहीं माने जाते थे. दरअसल इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन के डिक्लाइन का भी एक कारण ये समझा जाता है कि हॉर्सेस भी एक कारण रहे हैं. मतलब आप सभी कैन यू इवन इमेजिन कि वन वन हॉर्न एनिमल कौन सा है. मतलब आज के टाइम पे दे यूज्ड टू हैव अ पेट एनिमल्स. मतलब आईबीसी के जो लोग थे, दे यूज्ड टू हैव अ पेट एनिमल दैट वाज नेम एज वन हॉर्न, मतलब यूनिकॉर्न. यूनिकॉर्न जो कि एक मतलब काफी सारे लोग ये कहते हैं कि मनगढ़ंत भगवान का एक रूप था. बट क्या हमें आज के टाइम पे कोई वन हॉर्न का एनिमल मिलता है? शुभम, टेल मी. वेरी श्योर. शुभम गया इससे तो इंटरनेट. ओके. वन हॉर्न का मतलब बेसिकली राइनोसरस. राइनोसरस. Huinsang and others spent a lot of time at Nalanda University, Bihar. Nalanda University, Bihar. Bhakti, person's devotion to deity. Bhakti movement, person's devotion to deity. Anybody could do it. No restrictions. Emphasis on devotion and worship rather than sacrifice. Emphasis on devotion and worship rather than sacrifice. Worshipped with pure heart, deity will appear in desired form. Deity will appear in desired form. Human lion, commentary, beautiful images were made. Beautiful images were made. Human lion, tree, beautiful images were made. Kept in a special home temple. Okay, special home temple. Inspired sculpture, poetry, and architecture. Inspired sculpture, poetry, and architecture. A poem by Bhakt. A poem by Bhakt. Okay. Human lion tree, beautiful images were made, kept in a special home temple, inspired sculpture, poetry, and architecture. A poem by Bhakt. Riches, learning, and high statues do not guarantee close relation with deity. Close relation with deity. Composed in Tamil by Appar, who was Velalla, devotee of Shiva. Devotee of Shiva. Okay. So these were the bhakti movements in the time of Kanishk. We have seen Kanishk has done incredible job in terms of uh, religious reforms. In terms of religious reforms, he has done incredible jobs, and he supported Hinduism, Buddhism, and also the Christianity. After one and Omni, Christianity emerged in West Asia. Jesus Christ was born in Bethlehem, part of Roman Empire, and in one and Omni, what happens? The Roman Empire began to increase at a very rapid rate, and India was having a very good relation with Roman empires in the time of Kanishka. Christ teachings were there, and he was the savior of the world. He was the savior of the world. Spread love. Christians of Kerala, called Syrian Christians, came from West Asia. Came from West Asia. Okay. Next is history. Chapter 11: New empires and kingdoms. Guptas. New empires and kingdoms. That is Guptas. प्रशस्तीस, किसी की तारीफ में कुछ लिखा हुआ. Meaning in praise of Sanskrit term Gautami Putra Sri Satkarni were were there started were they started became more important from Gupta's period. From Gupta's period, okay, Gautami Putra Satkarni has started a kingdom, and Gupta's period began to start, but the main leader was Samudragupta. The main leader was Samudragupta. Sanskrit poem at Ashokan Pillar. Sanskrit poem at Ashokan Pillar, Allahabad, from Gupta dynasty around 300 Anno, made by his poet Harisena. So क्या था कि जैसे कि हम जानते हैं समुद्रगुप्त के बारे में, he was also a great ruler, जिन्होंने काफी ज्यादा एरिया एक्सपेंड करा, और उसके आगे क्या करा, अपनी एक पॉलिसी लेके आए कि 10% लॉ, मतलब वॉट एवर द किंगडम इज, जो भी किंगडम आगे उनकी डायनेस्टी से आगे जो भी किंगडम है, उसमें वो अपने मतलब जो भी फॉरेन रिलेशन के एजेंट्स होते हैं उन्हें भेज भेज के he used to send them and ask those kingdoms that either you should pay the 10% of the tax in the terms of tax, or be ready to face the war. So Samudragupta was very powerful. That's why no one was ready to face the war at that time period. No one was ready to face the war against Samudragupta. So they all begin to accept the policy of Samudragupta. That is, I pay the 10%, the rest 90% will be yours. Okay. So in this way, Samudragupta increases the wealth very well. मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा wealth को increase करा समुद्रगुप्त ने 10% लॉ को बना के, और in terms of army also he was very good. In terms of administration also he was very good. Okay, and he was multi-talented also. In terms of music and poet, musician, learned equal to God's charming body, marked by excess, spears, etc. Aryabharta, 9 rulers, Mathura, Prayag, Ujjain, Vallabhi, etc. Dakshinpath, 12 rulers. So, on which kingdoms he ruled basically? Means they were defeated by Samudragupta. So, Samudragupta was a very great ruler, and he defeated Aryabharta that were having 9 rulers, and Dakshinapath that were having 12 rulers. That were having 12 rulers defeated and allowed to rule. So he made them just like governors or the chief minister of different states in present time period. Vakatak, Deccan, Pallava, Chola, Puri. Okay, Assam, Bengal, Nepal, Sanghas in northwest. Assam, Bengal, Nepal, Sanghas in northwest brought tribute to followed orders. Brought tribute and followed orders. Descendants of Kushans, Shakas, and Sri Lanka submitted to him matrimonial alliance. Okay, so he basically started one new policy, that is matrimonial alliance, with whom he has done the matrimonial alliance. मतलब जैसे आज के टाइम पे दहेज देखते हैं हम, मतलब डाउरी देखते हैं, we see that in dowry many people give a good wealth. So in that time period, he basically occupied the kingdom, and they accepted his sovereignty. They accepted his sovereignty that मतलब हमारा दामाद जो है वो एक किंग है, तो हम उसकी sovereignty को मान लेते हैं. ठीक है, our son-in-law is a king, so that's why we will take his sovereignty. So who take his sovereignty, and by marrying their daughters, that is Kushanas, Shakas, and Sri Lanka submitted to him matrimonial alliances. Genealogies in Prashastis. Samudragupta mother was Kumar Devi from Lichvi Gana. Father Chandragupta first Gupta ruler to take the title of Maharaja Dhiraj. But here we see that they used to take the title more than their post. So this title system became popular by generation. Means कोई छोटा सा भी काम कर लिया उसके लिए महाराजा अधिराज, महाराजा महाराजा के भी अधिराज चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य पधार रहे हैं, मतलब इस तरीके से। सो इन दिस वे महाराजा अधिराज, महाराजाओं के अधिराज के भी राजा, तो इस तरीके से मतलब बढ़ा चढ़ा के बोलना, ठीक है। Grandfathers and great grand were simply Maharajas. So grandfathers and great grand were simply Maharajas. So they were simply Maharajas. His son Chandragupta II, mentioned in inscriptions and coins, invaded Western India and ended Sheikh rule. Sheikh rule. Okay, Sheikh rule. Court had Kalidas and Aryabhatta. दरअसल हम क्या देखते हैं, चंद्रगुप्त सेकंड was a capable ruler and he was having a good wealth of his father also. Good wealth of his father, that is समुद्रगुप्त मौर्य। तो इससे क्या हुआ कि उनके पास अच्छी खासी वेल्थ भी थी और क्या कहते हैं उनका मतलब एक किंग के तौर पे भी काफी अच्छे थे और काफी सारी चीजों में मतलब ही स्टार्टिंग सबसे पहले स्टार्टिंग इन्होंने करी 9 जेम्स को रखने की, मतलब अलग अलग फील्ड के 9 जेम्स को अपने पार्लियामेंट में रखने की सबसे पहली शुरुआत इन्होंने ही करी। ठीक है, तो इससे क्या हुआ कि हर एक फील्ड में स्कॉलर्स जनरेट होने शुरू हो गए इन गुप्ता डायनेस्टी, हर एक फील्ड में स्कॉलर्स जनरेट होने शुरू हो गए इन गुप्ता डायनेस्टी। So next is Harshvardhana. Harshvardhana ruled Thaneshwar around 600 ND after death of his father and brother. After death of his father and brother. Brother-in-law ruled Kame and killed by Bengal rulers and killed by Bengal ruler. Okay, हर्षवर्धन की हम सब स्टोरी देखते हैं कि ब्रदर इन लॉ रूल्ड, ब्रदर जो उसकी बहन थी वो मतलब his sister was married to ruled Kame, मतलब the king of Kame and killed by Bengal rulers. बंगाल रूलर्स के द्वारा मार दिए गए, तो इस वजह से हर्षवर्धन began to fight with that ruler. Okay, begin to fight with that Bengal ruler. Okay, conquered by Pulakesin II from Chalukya dynasty. He was defeated once, not defeated. He was stopped basically. His expansion was stopped from Narmada River. He was not allowed to cross the Narmada River by Pulakesin II. So he was not defeated. काफी लोग defeated कहते हैं, but he was not defeated. Both had a mutual agreement, but Pulakesin II was also equally powerful. That's why he didn't allowed. That's why. Uh, so in Harshvardhan, we are studying that brother-in-law was killed by was मतलब जो उनका बहन का पति था, मतलब his sister's husband, हर्षवर्धन की जो सिस्टर के हस्बैंड थे, he was killed by Bengal ruler. Okay, he was killed by Bengal ruler and he became the king of that kingdom also. He became the king of that kingdom also, that is Lichvi kingdom. Okay, in the context of Harshvardhan, what we see that he began to expand the kingdom when he came to the throne and conquered by he was conquered by Pulakesin II. He was also the equivalent मतलब contemporary to Harshvardhan. ये क्वेश्चन सबसे ज्यादा पूछा जाता है, who was contemporary to Harshvardhan? Pulakesin first, second, third, fourth. Okay, so इस तरीके से हम क्या देखते हैं, Pulakesin II was contemporary king to Harshvardhan and they both get involved into a fight on Narmada River. But that fight had no results. That's why what happens, they had a mutual agreement. They had a mutual agreement that Pulakesin will not cross Narmada towards north and हर्षवर्धन will not cross नर्मदा towards south. So जो इंडिया में नॉर्थ और साउथ का डिवीजन हो गया था, जस्ट लाइक नॉर्थ कोरिया और साउथ कोरिया में देखते हैं हम, ठीक है, इस तरीके से। But they were having mutual relations and the trade was going on not like North Korea and South Korea, but we were having good relations. Indian peoples were having good relations. Okay, but what happens that these both these kings were equally powerful. So that's why Pulakesin II didn't allow Harshvardhan to go beyond Narmada River into the southern region, Okay, as you all see that southern India starts from Narmada River. Southern India starts from Narmada River, basically in terms of geography also. So this was a geographical distribution. Okay, this was a geographical distribution between Pulakesin II. That I think it is also good, because if we see that the problems of north cannot be equivalent to the problems of south, because what happens in south, they got worried about floods, they got worried about rainwater, matlab, the rainwater is not that sufficient, and they are not having good rivers like northern India, just like Ganges and Brahmaputra. So Ganges and Brahmaputra are having the largest quantity of water in northern India. That's why the agriculture is highest in northern India. Okay, so they are not having that much problems. So the problems of southern India cannot be compared to the problems of northern India. Okay, and as we see, Pulakesin II from Chalukya dynasty when tried to cross Narmada. Inscriptions, coins, and biographies. Bana Bhatt. So Bana Bhatt has written about Harshvardhan, court poet, So he used to write about Harshvardhan in a glorifying manner. Means राजाओं के महाराजा इस टाइप में करते थे. Just like हमने अभी पीछे पढ़ा गुप्ता डायनेस्टी में कि I'll show you where it is. Precious in terms with the Charming Express. Okay. So Maharaja Adhiraj. So in this Gupta dynasty also, they used to glorify their surnames. कि महाराजा अधिराज, महाराजा मतलब राजाओं के भी राजा के महाराजा. ठीक है, इस तरीके से ये महाराजा अधिराज का बेसिकली मतलब क्या है कि राजाओं के भी महाराजा के भी महाराजा. ठीक है, राजा महाराजा अधिराज. सो दे बिगिन टू टेक द टाइटल्स. और जब इंसान ज्यादा अपने मुंह या मुट्ठ बनना, मतलब अपने मुंह से ज्यादा तारीफ करना शुरू कर देता है, देन always consider that he is going to decline one day as soon as possible. Okay, although he might earn for some time period, that is up to some years, he might earn, but he will decline one day very well. Okay, because what happens that those who begin to take the titles, they are what they do, they try to avoid the small works, that is related to raw materials and other works. They just live a luxury life and want everyone to around him to live a luxury life, and luxury is costly. I have seen one of the example of Akshay Kumar. I've seen one of the example of Akshay Kumar. He recently told that uh, his monthly expenditure is um, not more than 3,000, max to max 10,000. So he is earning in crores. He is earning per month in crore, and what he is spending on himself, max to max 10,000. What he said that I don't party, so I don't drink alcohol. What kind of luxury? So luxury is always costly. You it might be possible that if you become the IAS officer, then you will earn in lakhs, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. Okay, but always remember that try to minimize your, मतलब जितनी आपकी desires हैं उन्हें हमेशा कंट्रोल करके रखना चाहिए. ठीक है, ये नहीं कि क्या कहते हैं आपने अपने desires को और बढ़ाया. Although the technological appliances which are good for you, मतलब for example you are trying to upgrade your phone from 4G to 5G. Okay, so you can do that because you need to work according to the society, but don't go just like I have taken this 5G phone, Now I will take another 5G phone after 6 months. After 6 months, as your old phone is still working very properly, means it is not having any dispute, it is not lagging in anything. But to showing your status, you what you did, you bought a new phone. Okay, so in this way, always try to limit yourself. Limit yourself that if someone is saying you कि मेरे को ये सामान लेना है, मतलब मैंने एप्पल का फोन ले लिया, तो तुम्हारे बस की क्या है? डू यू रिक्वायर टू ऑक्यूपाई द एप्पल फोन? कई बार तो एप्पल फोन में चलाने में मतलब समझ में नहीं आती कई सारी चीजें, ठीक है? एंड मेजोरिटी ऑफ द मोबाइल एप्लीकेशंस आर देयर अवेलेबल ओनली ऑन एंड्रॉइड. सो why do you require an Apple phone? Just to show, just to I have seen many of the persons who are having the Apple phone. They what they do, they hide their face and click the selfie in mirror, and they show only the logo of Apple. The people are not there to see the logo of Apple, my dear brothers. The people are there to see your face, to see how happy you are, to see how successful you are. Okay, the people are there to see those things. Those who are genuine persons. Okay, those who are genuine persons, they are there to see how you look, how you smile. Okay, so human features are getting lost, are getting lost, and all this is going on in the society is just to show your products. What kind of products do you have? Okay, conquered by Pulakesin II from Chalukya dynasty when tried to cross Narmada. Okay. Info from inscriptions, coins, and biographies. Banbhat, court poet, wrote Harsh Charitra in Sanskrit. Harsh Charitra in Sanskrit. Huin Sang, as I have told you, this is Huin, H. Okay, H for Huin Sang or H for Harshvardhan. H for Harshvardhan. Always remember it, because you will always get confused whenever there will be the question in your exam, that how I am going to write this question. Whenever they ask the Chinese traveler who visited during the time of Harshvardhan, they will ask the question like this, and there will be both the options, that is Fahian and Huinsang. So H for Harshvardhan, H for Huinsang. This is the short trick, and this is the most important question related to Harshvardhan. Okay, Fahian in the times of Kanishk, and Huinsang in the time of Harshvardhan. Vanbhat, Huinsang came to his court and wrote about it. So next we move on Pallavas and Chalukyas. So what happens that both the kings were ruling very well, but as we have seen that Pulakesin II was not that much powerful. So in southern India, there were some good kingdoms just like Pallavas and Chalukyas. Pallavas and Chalukyas around capital Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram or Kanchipuram to Kaveri Delta. Pallavas and Chalukyas frequently attacked each other. So they were in continuous dispute with each other, just like India and Pakistan. Okay, they were in continuous dispute with each other. So they are the root cause, जिसकी वजह से क्या हुआ कि इंडिया में छोटे छोटे किंगडम्स बंटने शुरू हो गए थे इनकी वजह से, मतलब the people begin to learn from them. Okay, Pallavas and Chalukyas frequently attacked each other. Chalukyas around Raichur Doab, around Raichur Doab, between Krishna and Tungabhadra. These are the rivers between which the Chalukyas were located. Okay, Krishna and Tungabhadra. Krishna and Tungabhadra. Capital is Ahole. Always remember this name, Ahole. Because Ahole is also having inscriptions. Okay, Ahole inscriptions. And so art and culture may be this capital Ahole. Capital Ahole is very important. But what is very important was that Chalukyas and Pallavas were developing at a very high rate, because they were having the good amount of gold and their trading was going very well. Their trading was going very well. So Pallavas and Chalukyas were having the dispute related to trades. Okay, the disputes related to trades, important trading centers, developed as religious center. Okay, developed as religious centers, many temples. Pulakesin, best known Chalukyas, Pulakesin. Okay, Pulakesin was known as best known Chalukyas. So best known Chalukyas, Prashasti by his court poet Ravi Kirti. Prashasti by his court poet Ravi Kirti. Okay, government kingdom from his uncle. Government kingdom from his uncle. Uh, Sorry, this is not government. This is God. God kingdom from his uncle. God kingdom from his uncle led expeditions to west and east coast. So west and east coast, defeated Harsha. No more Harsh. Okay, it is Harsha, not Harshvardhan. Okay, not Harshvardhan. Attacked Pallava kings. So this is Pulakesin first. Pulakesin first. This is the name of Pulakesin first. He was the ruler of Chalukya dynasty. He was the ruler of Chalukya dynasty, and he defeated Harsh, not to confuse with हर्षवर्धन. मतलब हर्षवर्धन को नहीं हराया था, इन्होंने हर्षा को हराया था. हर्षा को, ठीक है, कोई छोटा मोटा किंगडम हुआ उसका. Attacked Pallava kings. Okay, later Chalukyas and Pallavas were replaced by Rashtrakuta and Cholas. So they begin to come. So Rashtrakuta and Cholas. So from where these came, Rashtrakuta and Cholas? Because what happened that in northern India, Rashtrakuta and Cholas were there in the region of Rajasthan and Gujarat. And when Harshvardhan began to glorify, Harshvardhan kingdom began to expand. The Rashtrakuta and the Cholas were defeated, and they began to move towards southern India. And what they did, they defeated the Pulakesin. Okay. Later, Chalukyas and Pallavas were replaced by Rashtrakutas and Cholas. These were from Rajasthan and Gujarat. Okay. Administration's village was the basic unit, and land revenue was the driver. A new system developed through effective but later may lead to a powerful man to grow enough to develop his own separate kingdom. So your history of class 6 is approximately going to end today. Okay, approximately it might be possible that it will end today, and we will start polity. Okay, पॉलिटी हम स्टार्ट करेंगे. काफी तेज स्पीड में हमें चलना पड़ेगा काफी सारी चीजों में, बिकॉज मैंने देखा कि हमारा ज्योग्राफी, हमने ज्योग्राफी थोड़ा सा ज्यादा डिटेल में पढ़ा. तो अभी ज्योग्राफी में क्या कहते हैं, वर्ल्ड ज्योग्राफी बाकी है, और ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी बाकी है, और क्या कहते हैं, एनवायरमेंट ज्योग्राफी बाकी है आपकी. तो 3 सेक्शन तो ज्योग्राफी में बाकी है, और आपका फिर एथिक्स भी बाकी रहेगा. ओके, एथिक्स बाकी रहेगा, और इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस तो हम कहते हैं करंट अफेयर्स के थ्रू करेंगे ही. Okay, so in this way, because as I am seeing that because of a static portion, we are leaving the current affairs. We are basically leaving the current affairs, and current affairs are very important because static portion are just to read, such that you create a basic idea. The whole paper of UPSC, NDA, CDS, and all the exams related to UPSC and SSC are just coming from the current affairs. The current affairs doesn't mean that you read about always international relations or whatever happening in COVID-19. As you all have attended the classes, there is no way that I am focusing on COVID-19 or any other useless news. Okay. A new system developed through effective but later may lead to powerful men to grow enough to develop his own separate kingdom. New systems. Kings took steps to win support of powerful men. Some important posts were made hereditary. Hereditary matlab vanshanugat. What happens that sometimes some things are meant to be made hereditary. are meant to be made hereditary, because when someone is working in a particular field, he always learns very means most of the things he learns from his father. Most of the things he learns from his father, because a craftsman is not made within 5 to 6 years. Just like if you are graduated, okay, you are graduated and you have done BA, you have done BA and you are graduated now, and now you got the job in craftsman, means crafting the things. Okay, so in this way you will not be able to craft a thing just like the person who is crafting the things from his early childhood, who is crafting that thing, he will be fine in that. So hereditary is also important in its own ways. hereditary मतलब वंशानुगत भी अपने आप में एक important चीज है, बिकॉज क्या होता है कि जैसे हम कहते हैं अभी रिसेंटली क्या मुद्दा चल रहा है, नेपोटिज्म वगैरह का, ठीक है. Nepotism is also important because as you have seen that many of the talents have come from uh, means many of the talents have come from their fathers. They have always lived in an environment just like the daughter of Saif Ali Khan, just like Sara Ali Khan. She has lived in an environment where her mother was also was also considered to be one of the best actress, and his father was also a good actor. Okay, is still presently a good actor. So that's why what happens that hereditary makes you a fine person, but hereditary should not be compulsory. It should be according to your choice, whether you want to go into the field just like your father, okay, or you want to go in another field. It should be an independent choice, but hereditary in its own ways is also important. Okay, Harisena was Mahananda Nayak, Mahadana Nayak as his father. Mahadana Nayak as his father. Harisena. Okay, Harisena was Mahadana Nayak as his father. One person may post. Okay, one person may post. Harisena was also Kumar Amatya and Sandhi Vigrahika. सो हम किसके बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं बेसिकली, पुलकेशिन, पुलकेशिन के बारे में, ठीक है. पुलकेशिन फ्रॉम चालुक्य डायनेस्टी. सो हिज फादर वाज हरिसेना. ओके, सो हिज फादर वाज संधि विग्रहिका. संधि विग्रहिका मींस म्यूचुअल रिलेशंस डेवलप करना, किसी और स्टेट के साथ, किसी और रीजन के साथ रिलेशंस को डेवलप करने का काम Harisena. मतलब father used to advise his son in each and every matter. Important men had a say in local admin. Important men, just like अगर आप कोई भी बिजनेस खोलते हो तो आपके फादर आपको काफी सारी चीज में एडवाइस करते हैं कि इस चीज को ऐसे नहीं, मेरे एक्सपीरियंस से ये चीज सीख लो, मेरे एक्सपीरियंस से इस तरीके से ऐसे मत करो, ठीक है. तो फादर ऑलवेज गिव एडवाइस टू हिज सन in present time period also. Important men had a say in local admin, so had a say in local administration. Whatever the field the father was having, so in that field also he can easily interfere. Okay, नगर श्रेष्ठी चीफ बैंकर. अगर हम यहाँ पे कुछ रैंक्स के बारे में बात करते हैं, नगर श्रेष्ठी चीफ बैंकर, Sarthavaha. All of you, please write these names. Okay, please write these names because these are very important. Nagar Shresthi, chief banker. Write these names. Nagar Shresthi, chief banker. किसके टाइम पे? चालुक्य डायनेस्टी के टाइम पे, ठीक है. चीफ बैंकर. So banking system developed in Chalukya dynasty. Okay, banking system developed in Chalukya dynasty. Sarthavaha, leader of merchant caravans. Okay, so caravans begin to develop, and leader of merchant caravans. Okay, merchant caravans. प्रथम कुलिका, she craftsman, shy craftsman, craftsman, okay, craftsmanship, प्रथम कुलिका, प्रथम कुलिका, मतलब प्रथम कुल का, ठीक है। तो एक तरीके से सोसाइटी को अपग्रेडेशन करने वाली फीलिंग दिख रही है, मतलब सोसाइटी क्या कोई इक्विवेलेंट बिहेवियर में, इस नाम से अगर आप देखें तो प्रथम कुली का मतलब प्रथम कुल का, द पर्सन फ्रॉम द स्टार्टिंग कुल, दैट इज कंसिडर स्टार्टिंग कुल के लिए हम काफी सारी लेटर वैदिक पीरियड में ये देखते हैं कि प्रथम कुल सिर्फ और सिर्फ ब्राह्मण्स को बोला जाता था, ठीक है, ब्राह्मण, क्षत्रिय, वैश्य एंड शूद्र। सो craftsmen in later Vedic period, craftsmen in later Vedic period were shudras, but here the the Pulakesin denoted them by a word that is Pratham Kulika, and just like Mahatma Gandhi also said Harijan, Harijan, okay, Harijan. So Pratham Kulika, these names always suggest how good the kingdom was. Okay, head of caste and scribes, head of caste and scribes, head of caste and scribes. So caste were workers, workers. Caste and scribes were workers. Some kings maintained well-organized army with elephants, chariots, cavalry, and foot soldiers. Elephants, cavalry, and foot soldiers. So these things we will do in next class. This class is going to end. Join me at either we should do class today or tomorrow, क्योंकि आप सबका व्रत भी होगा, तो मेरे ख्याल से शुभम, we should do the class today or tomorrow. Comment please, or either WhatsApp me. If you want to join at 10:10, okay, it will be fine for me. So the next class will start at 10:10. 10 बज के 10 मिनट पे. Okay. Thank you.